Have you ever thought about what an online community would look like if it was built from the ground up for today's internet? With AI just baked right in? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into with Ripplet Me. It's a really fascinating new take on the whole idea. So, what's the big idea here? I mean, the name itself is a pretty big clue, right? Rippled? It's built on this simple but honestly really powerful concept. Every single thing you post, every comment you make creates a ripple. And that ripple can grow into a huge wave of conversation. The whole point is to follow those ripples and just see where the discussion takes you. Okay, so to really get a handle on this, we're going to break it down, kind of peel it back layer by layer. We'll kick things off with the basics of what Ripplet is. Then we'll jump into what it's actually like to use it. After that, we'll get into the serious stuff, the tools for moderators, the super interesting AI copilot, and of course, we'll pop the hood to see the tech. And finally, we'll talk about what all this could mean for what's next. All right, first up, what even is Ripplet? Let's start with something you probably already know. Think of it as being kind of like Reddit. That gives us a good starting point, a familiar frame of reference. But, and this is a big but, there's a major twist here. And that twist really gets to the heart of what Ripplet is all about. For one, it's open source. And that's a huge deal, It means it's transparent and the community can actually help build the thing. The whole philosophy is about creating a better space for conversations, something more modern. Okay, so that's the big picture, but what's it actually like to use it? Let's step into the shoes of a user for a second. How do you jump in and, make a splash? Come on, let's take a look. So this is where you'd start, the forums page. And right away, you can see it's super clean, really easy to get around. You can browse all the different communities, or forums as they're called here. They're all sorted by activity, which is basically a mix of how many members and posts there are, so you can see what's hot right now. And yeah, joining is just a one-click thing. Simple. All right, once you're in a community, you can start your own conversation. And you do that by creating what's called a ripple. Again, the process is super straightforward. You've got a spot for your title, a body for your text, which uses Markdown, by the way, and you can easily pop in images or videos. No fuss. And this is where the magic happens. The comments are nested, so you can have these really deep, threaded conversations. They go up to 5 levels deep. But take a closer look. See what's not there? There are no upvote or downvote buttons at all. Instead, all the engagement happens through emoji reactions, and you can use them on posts and comments. This brings us to one of Ripplet's core ideas. It's vote-free but reaction-rich. I mean, think about that for a second. When you get rid of that simple up or down arrow, it completely changes the game. It forces a more nuanced way to express yourself. It's designed to be less of a popularity contest and way more about, actual genuine reactions and feedback. Okay, so that's what it's like for a regular user. Pretty cool, right? But what about the people who have to run these communities? The moderators? Let's peel back that next layer and see what kind of power they get. And here it is. This is basically the command center. Moderators and admins have this central panel where they can see everything. It's a really clean dashboard that gives you all the key stats at a glance, how many users, which forums are active, the number of ripples and comments. It's that perfect bird's eye view you need to keep things running smoothly. And the tools they get are seriously comprehensive. We're talking granular control over who's a user versus who's a super admin. You can shadow ban people quietly without all the drama. You can even completely dissolve a forum if things go south. And this is so important, there's a full audit log. Every single action is tracked. It's all about giving mods the power and the accountability to build a great community. But this brings up a massive question, doesn't it? As a community gets bigger and bigger, how on earth is a team of human mods supposed to keep up? I mean, how do you manage all that content at scale without just completely burning out? Well, Ripplet has an answer for that, and it's probably the most unique and powerful feature of the entire platform. They've built in an AI copilot that can be turned on for any forum. And let me be clear, this is not some generic one-size-fits-all chatbot. No way. This AI copilot is completely configurable for each individual community. That means moderators can literally fine-tune how it acts to perfectly match the vibe and the rules of their specific group. The amount of control you get here is just wow. It's all powered by Anthropic's Claude AI, and you can choose the exact model you need, like Haiku if you need speed, Opus for raw power, or Sonnet for a nice balance. You can feed it custom instructions on tone and purpose, use negative prompts to tell it what not to do, and you can even get it to write its own posts to get conversations started. It's not just a mod bot, it's a genuine co-pilot. All right, for all my fellow tech nerds out there who are wondering how this all works, let's pop the hood. Let's see what's powering this thing. Okay, so what we've got here is a really modern and solid tech stack. On the front end, for what you see and interact with, it's using React, Vite, and Tailwind CSS, all pretty standard stuff for a snappy experience. The back end, the engine, is running on Express and Node.js with a plus-grade database. And of course, that AI magic comes from Anthropic's Claude. It's a really strong, scalable foundation that's built to grow. And the end result of all that modern tech, you get a really polished, clean-looking interface. It doesn't just work well, it feels good to use. And yeah, of course, it has both light and dark modes, which is always a nice touch. So let's recap. We've looked at what Ripplet is, how it works for both users and the people in charge, and we've even seen the tech holding it all together. So that brings us to the final, big question. What's next? What's the next Ripple that a platform like this could create? You know, a platform like Ripplet really makes you think about the future of being online. As AI stops being this weird new thing and becomes more of a normal, helpful partner in our digital lives, what does that unlock? What kinds of new communities can we build when we have tools like this? Healthier ones? More engaging ones? It's a really interesting thing to think about, isn't it?